The game that everybody's been waiting to watch. The Browns versus the Buffalo Bills. And all I could say was I was right. I was right. Pretty much everything I said about this competition about Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders, I've pretty much been hitting everything on the head. Only thing I'm not sure about is Todd Monken and Travis Switzer. Who wants who at quarterback? That's the only thing I'm not too sure about. Everything else I've been hitting directly on the head, right? And like I said, I was right about Deshaun Watson. And what is that? Deshaun Watson forgot how to play football. Man, and it's bad. But I was right. Now for Shedeur, where are the panel of 50 anonymous NFL experts who ranked Shedeur Sanders dead last out of 35 quarterbacks? Please stand up. Where are they? Where are they? They all need their credibility revoked immediately. J.J. McCarthy isn't starting quarterback. Shedeur Sanders is. 21 front office executives and 29 coaches rank Shedeur Sanders dead last. They all need to be reevaluated. That's terrible. How do you call yourself a professional and an expert and you drop the ball like that? And haters tried to push the narrative about Shedeur for so long. Now I watch haters start to backpedal. Start to change their tune about Shedeur. Watch. But the pressure's now the pressure is on Todd Monken. The pressure is on Todd Monken to make the right decision, the right choice at quarterback. He cannot screw this up. Don't screw this up, Todd Monken. Todd Monken cannot screw this up. I don't care what pressure, the higher-ups, whatever anybody else wants. Todd Monken, you are the decision maker of that team. He needs to make the decision and the correct decision. And I can confidently and sincerely say Shedeur Sanders needs to be the starting quarterback. No ifs and buts about it. And it shouldn't be a debate anymore. It's not debatable. Deshaun Watson is a declining player only here due to an obligation already prearranged for him. That's the only reason he's around. And did y'all notice Deshaun Watson when he went in the game? His body language when he touched the field. It wasn't encouraging at all. It was just like he was out there floating around. And then he continues to make the same mistakes over and over and over and over. Jeez. Deshaun Watson's football career is quickly coming to an end. After the day, I don't think one player on that team wants Deshaun Watson as a starting quarterback. Deshaun Watson even feels the tables have turned, and it's not good.
Own city, and they cheer.
Does any of that make you regret coming here?
Nah, I don't regret anything in my life. You know, I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason, so I don't regret anything at all. But you know, I had different thoughts on how it was going to be, but you know, it is what it is. You know, sometimes the tables turn, and I'm patient enough to be a child of God to wait for that time to change. So I'm not tripping on it. I'm not tripping on it.
Jeez. Tables have turned. And I told you. Getting booed, I don't care who you are. How much mental toughness you think you have. Getting booed is a tough situation to deal with. It will have an effect on anyone mentally. And as we can see, Deshaun Watson is affected by being booed. He's isn't too sure of himself anymore. That is a ruined quarterback, a ruined player. Now, Shedeur Sanders, he continues to grow. He continues to show growth with every snap he takes, right? That's what's most important in this competition for young quarterbacks. Continue to thrive and get better. The potential. Reach that potential that we think you can be. Shedeur Sanders did a good job tonight or today. He did a good job trusting his line, being patient in the pocket, and getting the football out of his hands. He did a really good job tonight. The operation was smooth and quick, meaning much better than before. Just getting better all around. He looks like a real sharp NFL quarterback. Even the weather conditions weren't ideal. And Shedeur didn't have any issues handling the football, any quarterback center exchanges, anything. That's a plus. Those are the things you look for, elements, different elements that your quarterback has to face. Can he handle it? It's going to start snowing. There's a few amount of quarterbacks. There's some quarterbacks that can't handle the football in the snow. Tua Tagovailoa. If I'm evaluating Deshaun Watson's performance for the past 2 games, minus that screenplay that everyone tried to give him so much credit for, Deshaun Watson is getting a big, fat, super duper F. You hear me? From 2 games, Deshaun Watson looked horrible. Now let's talk about the interception from Shedeur Sanders. On that interception by Shedeur Sanders, yes, it needs to be more of an accurate throw. Yes, he needs to lead the receiver and hit him, right in the gut better, especially when there's a crowd around. That's how you avoid interceptions. But at the same time, the receiver needs to catch the doggone ball. When did the rule come out? Stop applying to the receivers. If the hand hits your ball, if the ball hits your hands, you need to catch it. Now, I'm not letting Shedeur off the hook. I'm just saying, But yes, definitely, when it's tight throw and there's a crowd around, you have to put the ball low and right in there as a quarterback. Chat. Do y'all realize how long we've been fighting for Shedeur to get his just due, get this opportunity? Do y'all realize how long we've been fighting? We've been fighting for a year and some change. It took Shedeur a year and change to get his just due, man. It took a lot of moving pieces to happen, and most definitely God's timing. But he's here. Now it's just time to seize the moment, continue to capitalize. Don't give them a reason to revert backwards with Shedeur Sanders. And the fact that another coach tried to destroy Shedeur's confidence and put Dylan Gabriel in front of him should be a crime. He needs to be arrested, charged. I ain't going to say put in jail, put on probation. Yeah. That is awful, man, for a coach to be able to make a mistake like that and jeopardize someone else's career. That is just too bad in my eyes. You can't miss that bad, right? That says a lot about Kevin Stefanski as a head coach and him signing Tua Tagovailoa to lead his team, right? Anyone who thought Deshaun Watson should be a starter shows how low their football IQ is at this point in Deshaun Watson's life and career. Anyone that watched Deshaun Watson, evaluated him, so on and so forth, it shows you how low their football IQ really is, man. No offense to no one now. I'm not trying to offend no one. I'm just speaking from what I see. Now, did anyone notice as soon as the boos started coming in, the NFL network switched the channel real quick back to the Lions and Commanders game, or repeat the Lions and Commanders game, the game that just came on at 12 o'clock. It wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. Cleveland fans booed Deshaun Watson as he struggles in return. The fans in Cleveland loudly booed as Watson took the field and continued booing throughout the third quarter as Watson struggled. Although Huntington Bank Field is mostly empty, the fans who are there are making it known that they don't like Watson quarterbacking their team. Watson played poorly while the fans booed. The Browns offense went 3 and out Watson's first 2 drives. Then Watson threw an interception on his third drive and threw a 4th down incompletion to end the drive. And it was just bad. And I told y'all, it wasn't going to be received well. The things he said, these comments. And they unleashed on him. They booed him. Now, that nobody wants to feel that way or have another player go through that. And it's not his fault. It's the Cleveland Browns' fault, actually. So they got to try to fix it best way they can. Now, when it comes down to Deshaun Watson, man, I'm telling you, I'm now more confused than ever on what the Cleveland Browns should do with Deshaun Watson. I'm more confused than ever. I thought we would get a chance to see Taylor Green today, but we didn't. If Taylor Green can execute the offense in a minimal capacity, he is instantly my number 2 quarterback if I'm if I'm Todd Monken. Deshaun Watson is in the far back of the line. I just can't figure out how far back. I could probably even make an argument to put him on the practice squad. Next week, I can almost guarantee you Taylor Green will look like a better prospect than Deshaun Watson or Dylan Gabriel. I don't know what Todd Monken is doing waiting to put this guy in. I've been told him, stop wasting his time with Dylan Gabriel. Shedeur Sanders needs a legitimate backup quarterback now. Right? Because Monday, Todd Monken is going to name Shedeur Sanders the starting quarterback. But at the end of the day, today was an opportunity for Shedeur to increase his value, not just for the Cleveland Browns, but for 31 other teams out there evaluating players. Shedeur has made a name for himself. Regardless of Todd Monken's decision, Shedeur is still a winner in this competition. Now, he could have blown his competition out. He could have beat him by 21 points. You understand? He could have made it not look close at all. But he made it close. He made it a close race for the starting job. Now he did what he had to do to edge him out. Thank the Lord Todd Monken has favor for Shedeur, or maybe he just sees the declining player that Deshaun Watson is and isn't really going to waste his time. I told you. It was the reason Todd Monken didn't make his decision. He was waiting to make his decision for the starting quarterback because he wants it to be Shedeur. He was waiting for Shedeur to put this type of game together, and it finally happened. And he tried to protect Deshaun Watson as much as he could, taking him out the game, giving him minimum reps, very basic plays when he played out there. You know, not letting him start in the home game, making him start in the away game. All of those was strategically planned. You see? And Shedeur Sanders. Now, the challenge for Shedeur only gets tougher and tougher. It doesn't get easier. The way we criticize Shedeur Sanders now, we criticize him as we want him to be the starter. Now he has to be a winner. Show that he can win, that he can be consistent over and over and over. College, they only play 10, 11, 12 games. NFL is 17 games. You have to be in shape, well-conditioned to go through a season and be consistent over and over and over because it becomes repetitive. You get tired. 17 games during the regular season, 3 during the preseason, and if you go to the Super Bowl, that's 3, 4 more games of physical contact. So it's a lot of challenges ahead of Shedeur Sanders, and that's what the journey is about. I can't wait to see him go. I can't wait to see him, you know. What we need to talk about is Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy. What does Jerry Jeudy fit in this occasion? You got some young up and coming studs, that wide receiver. And Shedeur Sanders doesn't need any distractions, right? Got KC Concepcion, got Isaiah Bond, got Denzel Boyd. You even got Gage Larvardin, right? Where does Jerry Jeudy fit in this equation? I mean, he has a lot of talent. Like we talked about on the last live. The nightcap, I think they was giving Jerry Jeudy the benefit of the doubt, naming him a number 2 receiver. He's probably a number 3 receiver at this point. The way he drops balls and causes distractions and things like that, but the distractions don't matter. The way he drops balls, maybe the distractions on the sideline, yeah. KC Concepcion, man, he's going to be an animal. And I don't want to do too many early comparisons of what I see, but KC Concepcion is going to be tough to deal with, man. Going to be very tough to deal with. And I can't wait to see the Cleveland Browns, man. It's just Shedeur Sanders, now he has to execute and put together that game without those mistakes, without letting the ball slip out of his hand, without being a little inaccurate because of whatever reason, right? Now he got to just stack those plays, stack these days together, stack this experience, and hey, let's go. Let's go, you feel me?